Hello, welcome. I'm Andreas, your tech-curious web designer. In this tutorial, we will look into Django's templating system and break the page into different reusable components. For example, the base template, the layout template, the main content section, and the sidebar component. But before we get started, if you like this content, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and click the bell icon. This helps me to grow this channel and to reach more aspiring web developers. And if you want to support my work financially, you can subscribe to my Patreon page and get access to exclusive content. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Okay, and now without further ado, let's dive in. A big thank you to all my supporters on Patreon, buymeacoffee.com and on YouTube. And a special shout out to my new supporters Kintu, Hao, Setyavan and Rudolf. Thank you so much for your support. Now let's get started with breaking this homepage into different components. We are going to have a base template with the head element, the meta tags, dependencies and CSS styles. Then we have the main content section, which is different for every page. And we will also include the sidebar as a separate component. Additionally, we will create a layout template for pages with this layout. As later, we will add pages with a different layout. Then we add the explore page and make the highlight in the sidebar dynamically update depending on the page we are on. And we will also add a dynamic page title. And another page we will add is the upload page. Okay, let's get started. First, in case the virtual environment is not activated yet, let's activate it with source vnv/bin/activate. And then to run the server, we write python manage.py run server. Okay, and with this we have the site up and running. As next, I create the base template. So I'm going to my templates folder here, create a new file, base.html. And in here we add now the HTML base code, including the head of the page, which stays always the same. Let's grab the HTML element from one of the last pages we have worked on, the upload.html file. Here I grab the doc type and the HTML tag with the dark mode attributes. And paste it in here, and also add the closing HTML tag. And inside this element, I add now the head of the page. And we can grab the code from the GitHub repository at github.com/ndjut/tiktok-clone. So here I'm going to the head.html and copy this code and paste it in here. Then under the head we have the body element with the dark mode classes. And inside we add a content block using Django's block template tag. This block is a placeholder and will be replaced with content from another page with a block with the name content. Let's quickly also add the static tag to this page. We need it, for example, for the links. So at the very top here, I add load static. Then we can dynamically generate the URL to the favicon with the static tag. And also the style.css file, which for now we only need for the dark mode classes. All the other styles are still coming from the Tailwind CDN. Okay, and with that our base template is set up. Now let's save this file. Next we update the home template. So I'm going to my post folder here, to the templates folder, and inside the post folder we have the home.html file. And here I'm removing all the code up to and including the body tag. But as we can see, this body element has the data directive for the sidebar logic on it. So we move this logic first to the aside element. So I cut this logic out from here and add it to the sidebar. Okay, and then we can remove the code. And we also remove the closing body and HTML tags. And now to make this page a child of the base template and inherit the code, we use the extends tag. So at the very top here, I add extends and then the name of the file, base.html. We load again the static tag in case we need to generate static URLs on this page. And important here is to load the static tag after the extends tag. And then I wrap the content in the content block, so this will replace the placeholder in the base.html file. Alright, let's save this file and let's check out the page. And as we can see, the page still works, but we separated now the head of the page from the content. Now let's also break out the sidebar to its own component. For this I create now another folder in my templates folder called includes. And in here I create a sidebar.html file. Okay, let's go back to the home.html. Grab here the aside element. Cut it out from here. And move it to the sidebar.html. I quickly format the code. Okay, and now we include it in the home.html file using the include tag. Now we can save this file. And as we can see from the error messages, we forgot to add the static tag to the sidebar.html file. So at the very top here, we load static. And I will also move this logic here to a JavaScript component and call it with a function. So I cut this out from here and call here the sidebar component and define this function at the bottom of this page inside a script tag. I define here the function, then the name of the function, which is sidebar component. Then I add the return statement and paste the code in here. Alright, let's save this file and let's check it out. And as we can see, the sidebar is displayed and still works. Great!
Yes! That's awesome!
As next, let's create a layout template for this page to make the dynamic part of the page even easier to manage. For this I create another folder, so in my templates folder, I create a folder for layouts. And create here a template for the main layout. And then we move the code from the home.html file, which defines the layout, to this file. So I cut out all the code up to and including the main tag. And move it over. And also the closing tags. Okay, this block I call now layout. And then inside here we have now the content block. Okay, save this file. Let's go back to the home.html file. This file will extend now from the main-layout.html file. Again, we load in the static tag and wrap the content in the content block. Okay, save this file. And now in the base.html file, this is not more the placeholder for the content block, but for the layout block. Okay, save this file and let's check it out. And as we can see, the page still looks the same, but we're using 3 templates now to generate this page. Okay, now let's add more pages with the same layout. For example, the Explore page. We can close some files here. Then I'm going to my views file in the post folder and define first the Explore view function to render out the Explore page. Okay, save this file. Now let's move the Explore file inside the post folder. So at the moment, the Explore page is in the main templates folder. So I move it up to the post folder. And remove here all the code up to and including the main tag. and also the closing tags. Then extend here again from the main layout, load the static tag, and place the content inside the content block. Next, I will also include a title for this page, which will be dynamically inserted into the title tag in a base template. So I create here a title block. This will be a prefix to the title of the website, so I add here explore with a dash. Okay, save this file. Then I go to my base.html file. Then here in the head we have the title. And here in front I add now the title block. So now when we are on the explore page, this block will be replaced with the page title. Okay, let's save this file. And as next, let's add the URL. So I go into my core folder, here do urls.py, and add here the path to the explore page, calling the explore view function, and I give this URL the name explore. Okay, save this file. And then I link it up in the sidebar. So I'm going to my sidebar file, find here the explore button, and now to link to this page, I can hardcore here /explore, or a much better way is to generate a link with the URL tag and the name of the URL. Like this. The URL tag is already built in by default to every Django template. Okay, save this file and let's check it out. So if I click on Explore now, I navigate to the Explore page. And as we can see here, the tab also shows the Explore title. Nice.
Nice.
As next, let's fix the button highlight in the sidebar. So as we're on the Explore page now, the Explore button should be highlighted. So basically, the sidebar needs to know what page we are on. And we can achieve this by creating a variable which holds the name of the page. And then we can create a condition to show the highlight classes. So first let's create this page variable. So I'm going to my views.py file in the post folder. Then I create here a context object, which we can pass through to the template in the format of a Python dictionary. And this contains the page variable. And I set this variable to home when we call the home view function. And then we need to add this context object to the return statement. So comma and context. So with this we have now access to this page variable in our template. The same we do with explore page. Here we set the page variable to explore and pass the context to the template. Okay, save this file. Then let's go to the sidebar. As first I go to the home button. And we could, for example, display the value of the page variable using two curly brackets. Like this. Let's check it out. So we save this file. And as we can see, because we are here on the Explore page, the home button shows Explore. But if we go to the home page, this value is home. Okay, now that we have access to this variable, we can create a condition. I change the text back to for you and create a condition now to show the red fill color for the icon. I add here again the curly brackets and percentage signs to add a logic. Then I add here the condition. So if the page variable is equal to home, so two equal signs are used for comparison, just one would be assigning a value. So if the value of the page variable is equal to home, we add this highlight class. And we close it with endif. So like this we can create conditions in the template using variables from the backend. And the same we do now with the text highlight. So if the page is home, I show the highlight class for the text. And close it with endif. Okay. And the same logic we apply also to the Explore button. Here, if the page is Explorer, I add the highlight class and close it with endif. And also add the condition for the text highlight. Okay. We are still missing the link to the homepage. Let's add this as well. I add the click event with /, which goes to the root of the domain. Or we can also use here the URL tag. Okay. And when we're going to different pages, we can notice that the dark mode logos flicker briefly on the page. And to fix that, I add the x-cloak directive to this element here, which holds the dark mode logos. Okay, save this file and let's check it out. So here I'm on my home page, and if I click Explore, I go to the Explore page and the button is highlighted. Great! Now that we have everything in place, it is very easy to add more pages to the site. Let's add the upload page. As first, I define again the function to display this page. So I'm going to the views.py file. Add here the upload view function, set the page variable to upload, and render out the upload.html file with the context. Okay, save this file. Then I move the upload.html file from the global templates folder to the post folder. Next, we remove the access code from this template and extend the main layout. So this is all the code up to and including the main tag. Then here we have a script tag at the bottom with the upload component. We have to keep the script on this page. Then we extend from the main layout, load the static tag, add the upload title. Then we have the content block. We remove the closing body and HTML tags and close the block. Okay, save this file. Now let's add the URL. This URL has the name upload. Okay, save this file. Now we go to the sidebar, to the upload button. First I add the upload URL, then the color highlight for the icon. So if the page is upload, I add the highlight class. And the same for the text. Alright, save this file and let's check it out. I click on upload and here we have the upload page. And the upload logic still works. Nice! Okay, and this is all for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. In the next one, we add htmx to the site, which lets us load content to the page without reloading the entire page. So when clicking on a button in the sidebar, we will request only the content of the page, not the entire page. This makes loading a page more efficient and also gives the site more of an app feel. I hope to see you there, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon not to miss the next one. Until then, happy coding my friends, and bye bye for now.